Hey everybody, how's it going? So here we are, week number 3 in our How to Build a Distortion Pedal series. Now, today we're going to do something a little different. First week we went through our one transistor distortion pedal, so you can see the very basic example of it. And last week we went over some tone controls, which very in depth, but they're very subtle, right? These tone controls are really designed to be used in front of another op amp to boost them back up, make them a little more active. So this week we're going to still be working with our single transistor, and these last two videos we've been using the 3904. So we could definitely do the 3904, but I'm thinking because we have so many options to choose from, it might be fun to try a couple of the other ones, just for shits and giggles, right? So what we're going to do today is actually going to be what's considered a overdrive pedal more than a distortion pedal. Now the difference, of course, between these two is the way they clip, right? So with this one, we're going to, really most of the changes are going to be happening with the tone control, right? So in last week's video, we went over 5 different tone controls. And they're all basically, low pass filters, right? They're all low pass filters, just different way of setting them up. So today what we're going to do is going to be more of a band pass filter. So what that is we're going to take a low pass and a high pass filter. We're going to put those in parallel and adjust the balance between the two with the tone knob. So I've got a schematic drawn up right here, and I guess I could go ahead and just show you right here so you can take a look at what you have. Now this part of the circuit right here is the same as the one we used last week and the week before. This is all identical. But here we've done some changes. So see if we can see this here. So here we have the low pass filter. You can see there's a resistor, this capacitor here. This is what makes it the low pass filter. So you can see the low frequencies will be allowed to pass through here, but the high frequencies are going to go through this capacitor to our ground here. Now here we have a high pass filter. As you can see, there's a capacitor here. It's going to let the high frequencies go right through it, but the low frequencies are going to be blocked out by this capacitor. Nothing too hard to understand about that, right? But you'll see there's also, here we have some LEDs. I should have labeled those as LEDs. And these are going to be our 1N4148. These are the clipping elements. There's a clipping element on each filter. Nothing big here. And essentially what it is that when the voltage goes above the forward voltage of the LEDs or these diodes, it'll clip off above that, and then it's going to go into this linear potentiometer here. It's I believe 10K, yeah, 10K, and those will be blended together to go to our output, which is going to be controlled by this 100 ohm audio potentiometer. Nothing too complex about it, right? Something that's very easy to understand, very simple to do. And yeah, so we'll take our circuit here and go ahead and well, we might as well use these components here, and we'll just rebuild this, right? So let's get to building. Alright folks, like promised, I'm here, different shirt, but I built the pedal, I've got it here on the breadboard. Here, take a look, I'll show it to you. Okay everybody, so this is the current pedal. It's more of an overdrive than a distortion pedal, but the setup's real simple. This here is our gain control. As you can see, it's right next to the transistor, just like how it is on the schematic. Our input signal comes in through a capacitor to the base, and then signal comes out the transistor. It's going to go through this capacitor, not this little capacitor down here. Little tiny one right underneath there. So we go through that capacitor to this resistor, through this capacitor to ground. This LED and this LED are they're back to back to each other in parallel. So the anode of one is at the cathode of the other. The anode of one is at the ground, cathode of the other is at ground. So they're in parallel but in opposite directions. Just the way diodes are, so that you get a clip on both the positive and the negative swing of the voltage. And this is the same way. The difference being that these are, one of these is connected to the capacitor through this line right here, and the other one's connected to a resistor to the output there at the collector. That's the real big difference right there. And what we have here is a high pass and a low pass filter that are, each one is on an opposite side of this here potentiometer or tone knob. And what it does, just adjusts the balance between the two outputs that are being used. So we have an output set with the capacitor, we have an output set with the resistor. Pretty nifty. And tone knob adjusts which one of those filters gets the most to the output here, which is the first pin over on this side right here. Sometimes it's labeled 3, sometimes you label it 1. It doesn't really matter as long as you understand this is full volume. So when you turn the knob all the way over to this side, you have full output, and as you turn it down, your output's actually the center pin. It's going to this little cable here. The blue light just means that we have power coming in from our power source. Because it's got a switch right here. We have a switch right here for turning the bypass off and on. So as you can see right now, we have it on clean. I'll have to put you down so I can hit that bypass switch so you can hear what the pedal actually sounds like. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. All right, so that's the pedal right there. So let's take it for a whistle now. Again, I have the bypass switch engaged, so put that knob to the center there. So first we'll start off with the tone knob turned halfway. Alright, that's turned halfway, volume all the way up. I drank all my coffee already. Sorry, a little bit stoned. So for the circuit, you know, we've got the LEDs on one side of the filter with the low pass filter has the LEDs. High pass filter has 41/48. And tone knob is acting like a kind of like a mixer for the two filters, right? So I turn it to the one side, you get more of the low filter, or the low pass filter. Turn it to one side, you get more of the high pass filter. And when you have it turn halfway, you got pretty much an even keel on both. So really what you're doing is you're kind of expanding the cutoff frequency of one side or the other. So there's a little bit of what the tone knob is actually doing in this one. It's a bit different than the others, and I wanted to try mixing up different different diodes, right? Like I have some germanium diodes I put in there. Um, oh, and this circuit is perfect for that kind of messing around, right? Because if you want it to sound more distorted but don't want to have a bunch of extra output, you know, it's got pretty good amount of extra output. Damn, has it been that long since I've tried to play that? Right. So, yeah, it's kind of bright, you know. So, yeah, I mean, it's a gentler distortion type pedal, right? It's an overdrive pedal. So the LEDs kind of give it a round heel to the cutoff frequency. It's a little bit less harsh clipping than, say, the 4148s, right? But again, this is on the low side where the voltage is actually a bit higher, you know, because you have a low pass filter in here as well. It's got a lot of cutoff on the higher frequencies already. So the low side doesn't ever get enough to even light up the LEDs, right? Now, if you had it, say, I don't know, takes like 1.5 volts to light an LED, and you have two of them in parallel, which means that the one will light up when it gets to that 1.4 volts. It'll start to light up, right? But anywhere before that, the signal's got that capacitor in there, right? So the lower frequencies will be the ones that would be able to light up that LED or pass through it. At that, otherwise they just continue to the circuit, right? So that's on on the high frequency side. You know, you got the 4148s, and those ones, it's kind of the same deal. You know, the high frequencies, when they get up to that 0.7 volts, you know, they'll start going through there and they'll be clipping on the high side. But again, it's got that capacitor there, so has that. So the high frequencies tend to pass by, go into ground. You know, so. What is that? You know, so does it clip the high frequencies more? Probably. I turn it all the way to this side. Damn. Should probably tune this thing, huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, I should probably tune this thing before I try to actually play something on there, but. Yeah, I'm trying it all the way to the other side. Turn it down just a little bit. Have it all the way over to the, I believe that's the low pass filter side. Yeah, have to be. So, yeah, that's pretty much this distortion pedal. I mean, there's not much else to say about it. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. Fucking stoned. I wanted to try messing around with different LED constructions, but I got kind of a late start on this. So it's like already like 5, 6 o'clock. I go watch TV with the wife and stuff. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this pedal. Try building it yourself. It's really easy if you want to put it onto a perf board. I can give you next week's lesson. I'll talk about putting it onto a perf board. Perf boards are great because you can put the circuit on there and it's pretty easy to take it off. But I'll show you that next week. Alright, man. Peace out. Next week, like I said, I'll show you how to do the perf boards, and I'll show you one more pedal, one that I've already demonstrated. How's that sound? Show you how to make it and where I came up with the idea for it. I didn't really. I'll show it though, and you can see how you come up with these things. Like this one here, you know, it's really simple, right? I just look at what I'm trying to make clip and everything. Now I can change out these LEDs, which I will do. For anybody that asks, you can put germanium in there if you want to get more of a nastier distortion. But I like the way that this turned out with the LEDs. Like, I did say I did try it with originally with 5mm, which had a forward voltage of like 2.19 volts, anywhere from 2.19 to 2.5, you know. And that was giving me, you'd have to have like 4 volts to really get any kind of clipping out of it. So one side of the pedal would sound really fucking awesome, but really crisp and sharp. And the other side would sound really just dull and lifeless. But like this with these LEDs, get pretty good. So just check your forward voltage on your LEDs when you're using those, and that will be what's going to help you get the better clip to your distortion. Alright, but that's it, man. Peace out.